Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
So when this episode came out, I mentioned that I wouldn't create a video on this topic. However, circumstances have, evolved, and although I can't provide many details due to personal reasons, let's just say it's in my best interest to share this now. I apologize for the limited information. Nevertheless, let's delve into Jujutsu Kaisen episode 12. So if you enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, or One Piece content, then my friends, this channel is for you. We have all sorts of new content coming out on the channel from these series, so get subscribed and drop a like on the video. So starting out, we see Nanami discover Ijichi's body near exit 13, while Mei confidently handles the cursed user Niji, moving gracefully and confidently like I've never witnessed before. We'll talk more about that. Gotta say though, nothing beats Mei with a giant axe, just the combination and the imagery is just impeccable. So Mei explains to Ui how her innate technique works, which, if my memory serves me correctly, we haven't gotten an explanation for just yet. So when she was growing up, Mei was under the assumption that her Blackbird manipulation really wasn't that strong, but actually weak. So due to that, she trained herself for years to be effective, and well, this clearly paid off. Then she realized that there is only so much reinforcing a body with cursed energy can do, so she went back to her innate technique, which finally pushed her over the edge, making her a grade 1 sorcerer. While kind of funny and also kind of weird, Ui, seeing all this, forces Ebina to clap for Mei as he begs for forgiveness. But as we all know, incest isn't exactly forgiving. In fact, it only amuses Mei, so really, I just want to say Mappa killed it with the animation in this scene, just because they made Mei's hips so swinging and her face so facey. I mean, good shit, overworked Mappa staff, good shit. So she inquires with Ebina about the value of a person's life, and Ui responds that it hinges on their usefulness to Mei, prompting her to ask Ebina the same question. And when Ebina is unable to answer, she ruthlessly ends his life with an axe, declaring, "I measure life by their potential assets." So here you have it, folks. This is the very sustenance that Mei simps feed upon. Finally, the curtain is broken by Yuji and Megumi, which will allow new sorcerers to enter Shibuya Station. They also realize that while there were multiple cursed objects which created the veil, only one of them was the real one. Ino is suddenly thrown from the top of Shibuya Tower, not giving them much time to think, so to prevent his death, Megumi summons Nu to save him. And I'm not gonna lie, I for sure thought Ino would die, especially after taking on Toji one-on-one. I mean, he literally mollywopped him. By the way, that's a good term, mollywop. However, things take an intriguing turn when it's revealed that Ogami's grandson actually had control over Toji's form in the previous episode. Observing that the curtain is down, he inquires about their course of action. Ogami instructs him to descend and continue eliminating sorcerers. However, Toji's personality gradually reasserts itself, mocking Ogami's orders and even threatening to kill her instead. And though Ogami made a major mistake here by unintentionally summoning Toji himself. She believed that she was merely summoning the body's information using the seance technique, except her attempts to prevent this situation and its failsafes failed. To make matters worse, even Toji suspects that his heavenly restriction had returned, which is astonishing because it means Ogami has released a fully powered Toji Fushiguro back into the world. While this is happening, the Zenin-led group is tasked to fight the transfigured humans, where Akari Nita, also, with lovely hair here, tells them that Ijichi was attacked while they were on the phones, so Maki tells Nobara and Akari to go check on him, while Maki and Naobito deal with things here. Except, Naobito is more like a useless drunk and not helping much. Here it's when he realizes that Akari and Arata are actually extremely important to them, as they are basically the messengers, and in this situation without cell phones for communication, well, they now more than ever need them. And I thought this was a really clever way to get rid of the use of cell phones in storytelling, because, well, in storytelling, cell phones make communication so trivial, which is incredibly important in a series like this, or really any series. So I thought that was a good choice to have. As well, Maki is starting to get a bad feeling about all of this, finding it hard to believe that Gojo would lose, but as well, the situation isn't exactly fun and rainbows right now either. On the flip side, Yuji wants to head up the tower to avenge Ino, but Megumi informs him that he is alive and instead should just focus on rescuing Gojo, which is a good call for Megumi because there is no way in hell that at this stage Yuji could take on Toji. I mean, not a chance. So while Megumi takes care of Ino, Yuji heads to Shibuya Station, which Megumi initially thinks it's not good for him to be alone. However, Yuji has Mekamaru on his side, even though he's not exactly around right now. So back with Ui Ui and Mei, they continue their conversation, and Ui Ui tells Mei that the curtain has finally been taken down, which gets Mei, excited because that would mean Gojo would owe her one, and a big one at that, which makes her, quote, excited? This whole escapade just has me wondering one thing. Shower would be nice, wouldn't it? All the while, Pseudo Geto is watching Mei's movements, phrasing, impressed at her output. However, at Shoto Bunkamura Street, sorry if I mispronounced that, Haruta Shigemo runs into Arata and Nobara. Nobara tells Nita to stay behind her, wouldn't want to mess with Nita's lovely hair after all. Also, holy shit is Nobara short compared to Akari. I'm sorry, it's a random tangent there, but dang. She a short queen. So Shigemo says some really creepy shit where after killing so many dudes, for him it's nice to play with some girls. To which, yeah, take a seat over here, Shigemo. I can't tell you how many gallons though I'll be using in the shower today. So Nobara and Akari are confronted by Haruta Shigemo. Being the creep he is happy to run into a girl after killing so many male managers. Nobara figures, though, that Shigemo is the only one who attacked Ijichi, so she asks Akari to, of all things, pretend to hide while in actuality escape through a subway entrance. So, Shigemo stops their planning by throwing a sword at Nobara, who deflects it with her hammer and charges in, figuring that he's a close-range fighter, which would give her some sort of advantage here, obviously. Though, blocking it, he asks if he's met her before, which Nobara simply ignores his question. However, Shigemo finds out about Akari, and so as Akari runs through the station, passing through without noticing Shigemo's hand sword, leading him to her location, attacking her. So, he kicks her in the stomach while Nobara tries to stop him, but this leads to an opening for Shigemo to attack Nobara, landing a massive hit on her jaw. Gotta say, really good hit here. Falling to her knees, Nobara still is in disbelief, as Shigemo goes to taunt Nobara, as he goes on to tell her not even he is sure about what his technique can do either, bringing a sort of sinisterness to his character. I mean, how crazy is the guy that he doesn't even care to learn about his curse technique and what it does? And I gotta say, the way they portray Shigemo is just so freaking sleazy and opportunistic with this air of childishness too. He is literally the most annoying character, I think, in the series so far. Of course, though, that was by design. So Nobara, trying to get some answers from Shigemo, asks about his motivations, and simply put, he has none. He just finds it fun. To show this fact, he stabs Akari's ass and thighs. I just realized I wrote that, which makes Nobara even more angry. Telling him to stop, he mocks her again, telling her to make him stop once more, so Nobara, showing a great deal of toughness, gets back up to her feet to save Akari in a really, honestly, kind of surreal moment. Nobara is simply swinging at Shigemo wildly, as Shigemo simply dodges and trips Nobara, and in a sense, not that it really was underwhelming, it is kind of underwhelming from Nobara, but I get what the scene was going for, but I did want to see her kick ass because, well, Nobara kicks ass, so, you know, that's her natural state, I suppose. However, as Shigemo goes to finish Akari off, they both notice a powerful presence. It's Nanami, which allows Akari to escape, and what a resilient girl she is as she takes the escalators. I believe is what they're called, escalators? Anyways, Nami isn't so happy either as he stares down Shigemo with this extremely detailed and angry expression. I mean, just some incredible stuff here, which shows how furious that Nanami is for what Shigemo is doing. So, like he deserves, he wraps his necktie around his fist and punches him so hard that even I felt it. He then goes to grab him by his ponytail and just obliterates Shigemo. I mean, really just destroys this kid. Even Nobara backs up Nanami by deflecting his blade, which allows him to pick him up by his throat, release him as he's falling. He says he's sorry and punches him so hard he flies out of the building and into another. All the while, Nobara's jaw is on the ground at this display of brutal power. I mean, well deserved. Shigemo is a twerp, so good on you, Nanami. Then finally we get a tease for the next episode as Team Incest faces off against Pseudo Ghetto, which should be a fight for the ages because we now have an extremely powerful Grade 1 going against another Grade 1. Just as long as Mei can defeat Ghetto's smallpox cursed spirit, as she is then, like Ghetto, trapped in a box and has a stone dropped on her, but even then she is still able to break free from the stone, showing how powerful and tough she is. Also, I love how Mei knows Ghetto and Gojo aren't working together, as she knows Gojo could have just killed everyone in Japan, which is insane to think about. While this happens though, Yuji runs through the Shibuya station as Nanami sits to talk with Nobara and Akari. Akari asks about Ijichi, and he seems to be alright, as Nanami did all he could, so he finally informs the two of what happened to Gojo, which some of them are in disbelief about it, but it could potentially be possible in their minds. So Nanami leaves to go to B5F, which Nobara wants to as well, but Nanami denies her. This then leads to a confrontation with Yuji and Choso, the latter avowing to avenge his brothers, which should be something I'm really looking forward to be honest. Can't wait to see him fight. From an art perspective, I had a little bit of mixed feelings about this episode, primarily because a significant portion of it appeared to be off-model for some of these characters. However, Sota Amazaki's work, especially on Nanami, managed to really elevate some subpar modeling into something quite impressive. The episode's strong suit really just lies in its composition though, and the animation and model issues shouldn't come as too much a surprise, given the report that this episode involved a whopping 17 key animators and 82nd key animators. This unusual number is just likely due to severe scheduling issues, so any concerns about animation quality, I think, should be directed at MAPPA rather than the talented animators here. Despite these shortcomings though, MAPPA and its staff continues to effectively develop the Shibuya incident arc, making it a generally really great experience and possibly one of the best this year, even after having 82nd key animators. I mean, that's insane. So let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Did you hate the animation? Did you love it? Also, where do you think the story is headed next? Let me know below. So I want to also thank all of you guys for last week's video. We gained over 47 subscribers and 326 likes. So if you're new to the channel, do check out my previous JJK content as well as my other backlog of videos. I would greatly appreciate the support. And if you like what I do here, consider financially supporting me over on Patreon, where you'll gain access to my mega One Piece arc reviews. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.